Hi friends, if you were like me 5 years ago where you have almost absolutely no idea what to do when filing your income tax and all this mumbo jumbo words just made everything more confusing, don't worry, I'm here to guide you step by step to file your income tax with as little brain power as possible. But before we begin, if you haven't checked out my previous video where I explain everything you need to know about how to maximize your tax relief, what's considered income, your tax brackets, etc, go ahead and pause this video and click here or the link in the description down below to watch that video first. Now, I would assume you already have an LHDN account. If not, again, go to mytax.𝗟𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗍𝗶.my and then click e-daftar to register one for yourself. And another thing that is necessary is your, again, EA form, which you will receive from your company's HR as well. Normally, they will send this form to you within a month before tax filing opens. And if you had left the company in the midst of the year, they should also send your EA form shortly after your departure. If not, remember to request for it because this is super important, because without it, you basically can't file your 𝗿𝗲𝗵𝗁𝗍 tax, which we will do in this video. Quick pause, this video was made possible thanks to our sponsor Momo Malaysia, which have just recently launched their world-class digital brokerage app here in Malaysia. If you are looking to grow your money with a SC Malaysia licensed broker, Momo Malaysia has one of the best and cheapest packages for you to do so. Only $1 per trade to get your hands onto US stocks and ETFs, or only 3 ringgit per trade for Malaysian stocks because they are waiving off their commission fees for the first 180 days. And with their exclusive Moo community, they make investing much interactive because you can now read, post, or even interact with other investors to talk about anything you want, like discussing why are certain stocks down for the day, or what is everyone expecting for the upcoming economic data or earnings release. Trust me, all of this will definitely enrich your investing experience because gone are the days where investing is just boring numbers and spreadsheets and complicated stock charts. And as part of our collaboration, Momo Malaysia is running a campaign, so feel free to use my link down below to get some rewards. Terms and conditions do apply, of course. Quickly, because you definitely don't want to miss it. Alright, let's get back to the video. So here's where we start with our filing. Visit mytax.𝗟𝗶𝗺𝗍𝗶.my and fill up your login information. Simple. And just FYI, before this, their URL was easy.hasil.gov.my, but just note that they have updated the domain name or the website name. So make sure you go to the My Tax one where the main page looks like this. If you prefer to do all of this in English, of course, you can click here to switch to English. Now, once you have logged in, you'll be brought to your dashboard. The row selection should already be automatically chosen for you. So all you have to do is click on the 2023 tab under e-filing form status for assessment year. You will then be given multiple forms to choose from, and since we are considered a resident individual, we have 3 options: EBE, EB, and EBT. If you are an employee and don't have a business generating income, choose EBE. But if you have a business income like being a business owner or like a sole proprietor, or you're a full-time employee freelancing on the site, select the EB form. Generally, both forms are very alike with minimal difference, but for the sake of this video, I'll be showing you with the EBE form. And where it says tahun takseran, select the current year 2023, and you'll notice that there's a blue row that shows your tax paid in excess for the year of 2023. That's the amount that's deducted from your monthly salary that contributes to your income tax payment in advance, like a prepaid tax. And before you proceed to anything, make sure all your information is correct in this section: name, income tax number, NRIC, etc. Then you can select the type of assessment you will be filing. If you are single or not married, choose separate. If you are married, you have the choice of filing separately or join with your spouse. For the married filers, if you are wondering which option is better, filing separately or join, honestly, It depends. In my opinion, I think it is better to file separately, because for people who earn a higher income, the higher your tax rate will be, and it also allows each spouse to claim personal reliefs like lifestyle relief, medical expenses, education fees, and so on independently, and that will result in a greater total deduction for the household compared to a combined filing. Anyways, if you are filing with your spouse, then insert the relevant details at the bottom and click next. Now the next page, other particulars, same thing as before. Make sure your details are correct and updated over here, like your handphone number, email address, and so on. And you can see here where it says has financial account at financial institution outside Malaysia. It's basically asking if you have a bank or trading account that's not in Malaysia. So let's say if you have a bank account in Singapore or a trading account in the United States or United Kingdom, then select yes. And FYI, I have been declaring these for at least 3 years if I'm not mistaken already, and so far the authority hasn't asked me anything yet, just in case you want to know. And the next is disposal of assets under the real property gains tax. If you have sold any properties during the previous year, which is 2023 in this context, select yes, as you will be required to declare it. Disposal declared to LHDNM. This essentially refers to the reporting of any disposal of assets during the tax year that may be subjected to capital gains tax. So again, if you sold or disposed of any real estate during the year, you should select yes, and this includes residential, commercial, and also industrial properties. And even if you didn't make a profit from the sale, you still need to declare it. You might be eligible for exemptions or tax deductions, but failing to declare could lead to Mr. Taxman knocking on your door, and also the thing that we hate the most, penalties, which we obviously don't want to happen. But if you didn't dispose of any real estate in the particular tax year, answer no lah, right? Remember, this section only refers to real estate, not other types of assets like stocks or mobile gadgets. Now we have method of payment for tax refund. This is in the case where there is an excess in payment for your tax and the government will repay you back. You can choose to have it via Do It Now or directly to your bank account. I normally choose the latter, so fill in the relevant details, name of bank and bank account number, which I'm sure you know what to do. But if you prefer Do It Now, all you need is your NRIC number, which should automatically be inserted already. Make sure your address is correct, and next we have incentive claim. I know many people who don't know if they are eligible to claim this or not. Don't worry, you can click on the blue appendix link over here and read through all the types of incentives to find out if any of these apply to you. If any of your income falls into any of these options, punch in the code and click next. And here we have your statutory income and total income that you'll need to declare, the line where we all hate the most. Anyways, your EA form will clearly show your personal total remuneration that you have received from that employer. If let's say you started a new job somewhere in the middle of the year, you'll have 2 EA forms, one from your previous employer and one from your current employer. So combine both total remuneration figures and input that number over here. Number of employment can also be found in your EA form, and if you have switched jobs again, then that would be count as an additional 1 too. The next line is statutory income from rents, means if you are a landlord that has properties being rented out to tenants and you are receiving an income from rental, you will need to declare that income simply by taking your rental rate, the monthly one, for example 3,000 ringgit a month, multiplied by 12 months, which is 1 year, and then you will get your income annualized, 36,000 ringgit. So key in that figure to declare it. If you have received any statutory income from interest, discounts, royalties, premiums, pensions, etc., you also have to declare them over here. And below that is less approved investment under angel investor tax incentive. To put it in layman terms, it is actually a program designed by the Malaysian government to encourage individuals, or also known as angel investors, to invest in early stage companies or just startups that are not listed on any stock exchange. These startups often need capital or a lot of money to start growing, so angel investors will usually come in to provide these fundings to them, and in return for investing in these startups, angel investors receive this beneficial tax incentive from the government to reduce the amount of tax the investor has to pay. But keep keep in mind that the amount must not be less than 5,000 ringgit and not more than 500,000 ringgit. So if you have done angel investing before, very rich, you can talk to your lawyer or equivalent to have them walk you through this process if you have any concerns. Next in line, we have less approved donations, gifts and contributions. This is for people who have made any donations or gifts to any government approved charitable organization or government directly. And just like all your claims you wish to make, if you have kept the receipts, you can do so. The last part of this page, non-employment income of preceding years not declared. This is basically if you have done any freelancing or side hustles in the previous years and you did not declare it. Here our government is basically saying, hello, here's a second chance. If you didn't declare before and you didn't tell us, can do it over here. Now once you're on the next page, you will notice on the top right of the blue banner that some of you may have balance of tax payable for the year of assessment 2023 instead of tax paid in excess for the year of assessment 2023, and perhaps your figure may have increased to a bigger number from the previous page. No worries, we are going to see how we can legally lower this amount so that you can save your money from paying too much tax. In case it's your first time over in this channel, if you'd like to know more about what each tax relief covers, click here to go to my previous video because today we'll just be going through the steps. So this section focuses on medical treatment and also special needs. If you have paid for your parents' medical treatment or you hired a private caretaker for your parents, keep the receipts and you can claim this up to 8,000 ringgit. And next is basic supporting equipment for disabled self, spouse, child or parent. If you have a spouse or parent who is in need of a wheelchair or say hearing aids, or you yourself have some special needs and need supporting equipment, you can claim up to 6,000 ringgit. The line below is for disabled individuals. If you are OKU, you are entitled to another 6,000 ringgit tax relief. And under that, we have the education fees section for you, not anyone else. So if you have enrolled in say a master's or doctorate degree or professional course in studying law, accounting and so on, you are entitled to a relief of up to 7,000 ringgit. The next line is for any course of study for the purpose of upskilling or self-enhancement. If you have enrolled in any of them, simply key in the fees up to 2,000 ringgit. Next part is medical expenses. The first line being for serious illnesses for self, spouse or child. So say if you, your kid or your spouse had been admitted to hospital due to serious illnesses, you can declare your expenses over here. The next one is for fertility treatments. For example, if you have undergone IVF, IUI or related forms of treatment, key in the expense over here. And any cost you have had on vaccinations for yourself, spouse or your child, that can be redeemed up to 1,000 ringgit as well. One more mini section over here is for a combination of expenses on complete medical treatment and COVID-19 detection test for self, spouse or child. The first one is if you have done any full body checkups, medical examinations or bought any COVID test kits. Here's where you can claim up to a total of 1,000 ringgit. Now separately, if you have a child less than 18 years of age and have gone for any assessment for the purpose of diagnosis of learning disability or undergone early intervention program or rehabilitation treatment for learning disability, you can claim up to 4,000 ringgit over here. The total amount you can relieve from this section is 10,000 ringgit in total. So moving on, we have lifestyle tax relief, which is restricted to 2,500 ringgit. If you have purchased any technology gadgets like a smartphone, laptop, iPad, etc., you can claim this up to 2,500 ringgit. And under that section, we have the option to claim purchase of sport equipment for any sports activity, rental or entrance fee, restricted to 500 ringgit. And I can't stress this enough. Remember to keep your receipts for all the redeemable items that fall into this category, else you won't be able to claim them. The next items are the purchase of breastfeeding equipment for own use for a child aged 2 years and below with a 1,000 ringgit relief. If you have a child below the age of 6 years old and you have sent them to say kindergarten or any childcare, you can claim up to 3,000 ringgit over here. Next, if you have been depositing money into Skim Simpanan Pendidkan Nasional SSPN, you are entitled to claim another 8,000 ringgit over here. If you are divorced and are paying alimony to your former wife, no shame on that. You are entitled to 4,000 ringgit for that. And lastly, if your spouse is disabled, you are entitled to a 5,000 ringgit tax deduction. And next, this section below is for if you have children. Insert how many children that you have that are under 18 years old. If you are filing your tax separately, input your number of children on this left column and you will have 100% eligibility. If filing jointly with your spouse, input your number of children on the right hand side where you will have 50% eligibility. And after that, we have life insurance and EPF. Life insurance premium allows you to claim 3,000 ringgit, but I do encourage you to check your life insurance statement if you have one, because it will state exactly how much you can claim for this section. And next, we have contribution to EPF approved scheme where you can claim up to 4,000 ringgit. So add up all your compulsory or voluntary contributions throughout the tax year from your pay slips and key in the sum over here. And under that, we have this section, private retirement scheme or PRS and deferred annuity. If you have signed up for any form of these investments or saving schemes, you can claim up to 3,000 ringgit. And then we have education and medical insurance, contribution to SOSCO, and payment of installation, rental, purchase including hire purchase of equipment or subscription for use of electronic vehicle charging facility for own vehicle. So same as before, if you have kept the receipts for these purchases, go ahead and key in your claimable amount accordingly. And lastly, for this page, we have rebate, tax deductions, and tax relief. If you are a Muslim and you have gone for Umrah traveling or religious traveling or religious travel for other religions, you are entitled for tax deduction for 2 trips in a lifetime. So just fill in the relevant information and then click next. And now you have reached the summary section. It will show you the total income that you keyed in before on the statutory income and total income page. Under that is the total accumulated tax relief that you have filled in the previous page, and then the result of your chargeable income. And the next part, income tax computation. This will show you your tax bracket. And based on that, the first amount of your chargeable income, you will have to pay this amount. And then on the balance, you will be charged this tax rate instead, which is this number over here. So the total income tax that you would need to pay is this number over here. And since I have not paid for any Zakat or Umrah or religious traveling, my tax deduction will be 0 over here. If you guys have done this and fill up in the prior section, the tax deduction will reflect over here. Now finally, at the bottom, for those who have tax to pay, you will see your tax payable for the year of assessment 2023. Remember the tax paid in excess from the beginning of the video? Right, so if you had that amount will be deducted from your current tax payable for the year of assessment. And at last, you can see that the tax paid in excess for the year of assessment. If you need to pay more tax, this will tell you how much more you need to pay. So when all of that is done, click next and confirm all your information and the date is correct. Then make sure you do this very important step. Click print draft. This is so that you can keep a copy of everything that you have filed to LHDN. And remember, LHDN have the right to check your records, receipts and claims for up to 7 years. So make sure they are all in place where you can remember. In my case, I keep them all in one folder, or like some other people I know, print it and keep it in a physical folder. And that's it, you are done. Congratulations, you have successfully filed for your income tax. Here's a virtual medal for being a good tax paying citizen. Anyways, if you have paid your income tax in excess, the government thanks you. The government will then bank in the money to you through the selected method you have chosen at the beginning. So via bank account or do it now. Sometimes they do it rather quickly, sometimes it may take them about a month, but don't worry, you will eventually receive your money. But if you have more to pay for your income tax, I can feel you, then you now need to make the necessary payment, and there are 3 ways to do so. Number 1, you can do it online through the 𝗿𝗶𝗵𝗁 platform. They accept online banking, Visa, MasterCard and Amex cards issued in Malaysia. Number 2, through LHDN collection agents that could be done via online, ATM, check or cash deposit machine, telebanking or directly through the agent's counter. The third and last method, you can just go to your nearest LHDN branch if you prefer to do things face to face. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful throughout the process of filing your income tax. If you have enjoyed it, go ahead, please smash the like and also the subscribe button down below. And if this helped you, it could definitely help your friends and your family throughout this tax season. So please feel free to share it around. And hey, save or bookmark this video because, like it or not, we have to do this every single year? Well, better to have a guideline you can come back to when you need it, right? Anyways, good luck this tax season, and as always, I will see you in the next one.